What's up, teammates, and welcome to the Gold Diggers Youth. Here we discuss stories of leadership and motivation using sports as a metaphor, dedicated to daily grinders, go-getters, and everyday athletes. My name is Robbie De Vera.
And I'm Luck, and we are your resident gold diggers. So last week, we had sports siblings Agatha and Seb Wong, who talked about how discipline and consistent progress builds confidence and how important it is to have a good support system in order to keep motivated in tough times and to succeed. So if you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check out our Facebook page, Spotify, and YouTube channel as well.
But for today, we have with us an amazing basketball player who unfortunately met a tragic accident that left her permanently physically challenged at the tender age of 10. But this didn't stop this gold digger from becoming the person of strength and character that she is today.
In fact, not only has she been involved in every visit he's had in the country, she's also proven to him time and time again that her character and her association to the Black Mamba is something to be proud of. So these achievements serve as her milestones to help her achieve her dream of helping out other athletes in the future. So gold diggers, please give a warm welcome to the One-Armed Mamba, Kat Tan. Hi, Kat.
Hi guys. Hello.
Hi, how
Hello
are you,
everyone. Hi Robbie. Hi
Hey,
Babe.
Kat, we're
Hi.
super happy you're here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. It's just a
Super
it's a
happy that you're part of the
complete
program.
privilege. Yes, it's a privilege to be here, to be with you guys here tonight. So thank you for inviting me, and to everyone who's watching right now. Hi guys.
And we're very, very excited to have you here, Kat. But, to get the ball rolling, what have you been doing for fun? What is Kat Tan's definition of fun nowadays?
Nowadays at home, working out actually is fun for me. Still working out. I actually set up my own my home gym here in our house. So yeah, it was fun. But also, aside from all the physical activities that I get involved in, watching K-dramas and listening to K-pop. Actually, netong pandemic lang siya talaga nangyari lahat. So yeah, I discovered that.
Ayan, meron na kaming common ground ni Kat, Robbie. Ikaw na lang yung di nakakapakinggan ng K-pop at nakakanood ng K-drama. So we'll give you tips later on.
Yeah.
Sige, but maybe, there's so many of you that are into it. Maybe I'll pick it up one of these days, yeah? But maybe moving forward also, Kat, kagaya na sinabi mo, you've been very, very busy in this pandemic. In fact, nabanggit mo nga before na it's been another revelation in your life now, this particular time in our lives. So, with regard to that, what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, as you've introduced me, syempre, during the day, I'm a graphic designer, so I still have my work hours. So, pa rin yun, Mondays to Fridays. But, during my free time, during breaks, I get some gigs na mga motivational speaking engagements. So, those things actually nangyari lang din siya during the pandemic. So, it was born during the pandemic. Having this setup na lahat online, I'm still grateful, that it's still possible to do that. And yeah, also yung I enroll myself sa mga basketball training camps, mga ganun. So, it's just me like wanting to evolve as not just, just dun sa work ko as a graphic designer, but also as an athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Actually, well, now that we're talking about yung pandemic time frame nga, I'm sure it must have been really difficult with you and your association with Kobe at the very early part of the pandemic, right? So, with the loss of Kobe, can you share us a little bit about, something from that experience, given that you're quite close to the guy?
Sakto nga kasi nga yung that was the start of everything, yung this whole new thing that is happening around us. I think it was a start, and then I remember it was I had also a speaking engagement in Bacolod that time, so I had to I had to leave early, and then I heard the news, and then I thought to myself, like, how can I motivate these young athletes when, you know, this thing happened, losing someone, you know, di naman kami friends talaga, or like, you know, but we had, you know, so much encounters, conversations, and he's always been, you know, a part of my journey as a person and as an athlete. So talagang merong connection, and it really affected me in a whole different level, because emotionally parang like saan ko hugutin yung motivation. But then I remember the things that we have conversed, and what he represents in my life, and you know, and how kung paano siya as a person. And for me, siguro parang if he was alive, or if he was there, I told myself, like, you know, Kobe would have wanted me to go for it, and you know, still do my thing and be strong enough to pursue what I want to do. So yeah.
I like that. So you're sort of like using your memory of him to remind you, you know, to keep strong. And
Yes.
speaking about that, actually, so how have you been coping with the challenges nga in the pandemic?
You know, syempre, yun nga, because of the pandemic, malaking bagay yung mental health natin. You know, madami, we've heard about those kinds of things. But, you know, for me, siguro yun, importante yun na parang, you know how to take care of yourself, like where your level of mental health is. And, like, I think for me, siguro because the challenges doesn't stop, you know, every day we have different challenges in life. So you just need to find that motivation in you to rise above that, and you know, and in any adversity that you have in life, hindi naman may iwasan yun sa buhay, di ba? But yun, finding that peace in you, you know, in yourself, and taking care of really the importance of mental health is, at ngayon natin siya nalaman, di ba? So yeah.
I mean,
Can you
I think, go ahead.
Well, no, because I'm very curious. Because you briefly touched upon finding your motivation, even when this is a whole new environment. I mean, you mentioned how the transition is to online and all of the other challenges that came with this. But how do you remain committed to the goals that you've set for yourself, even if this is like a different platform? Where exactly, or how exactly do you find that motivation, and what are your specific steps that you get so you can feel motivated every single day?
You know, for me kasi, like, maybe because personally I want to be better every day. Yun yung sa akin para sa sarili ko, not just with what I do, but also as a person. You know, knowing what I can do, and the possibilities of me being better at it makes me want it more. So, you know, and for me, I believe that you win in life when you try. You know, trying new things. It's always better to try something than doing nothing. So, and you know, for me, one definition of a winner is, you know, someone who is fully committed to what they want in their life, or like who they want to be, what they want to achieve in life. So, you know, as long as I believe that you know, when you're fully committed to yourself and to your passion, you will go a long way. No one can defeat you. You will be unbeatable. So yeah.
Yeah, allow me to dig a little deeper on that one. No? So parang what I've heard was, yes, definitely in this pandemic, drew a lot of importance on the value of mental health, yeah, and mental fortitude, yeah, keeping strong. So And also what I like from what you said is, the importance of trying to be better every day. So, if parang it speaks to me about the value of being, resilient amid the challenges. So, that being said, in our initial discussion, you also mentioned that 2019 was a difficult year end for you as well. So, how did you manage that?
For me, I guess, I embraced that moment. Parang, syempre, nung time na yun, parang, of course, I didn't like it. I didn't like, experiencing that moment. I hated it, actually. But, a lot, syempre, months after and years after that, I realized that it had to happen. Some things needed to happen for you to realize your worth as a person. And so yeah, I guess I it's important that you embrace those kinds of moments, but do not surrender yourself to that. Parang kumbaga pagdadaanan mo yan, pero learn how to get up and find that inner peace in you. Just try to find that moment, that silence, and then just let it go, let it happen, and let God and let it go. It will all work out for you. Yeah.
I like that. Just anchoring it back to, majority of our audience are the youth here. A lot of them are also going through equally challenging things in their life right now. They have to go through school. They also have they're also siblings to their siblings. They're also kids to their parents, right? And then they also have their passion points, and then they have the things that they want to achieve in life. So life can get quite difficult, right? And I like what you're saying here is that, sometimes it gets tough, but pick yourself up every day, and it's really resilience, right? So as you said, sometimes you have to let God and guide you in the process.
Yes,
Solid stuff so
because
far, yeah.
because it's I think you always hear this, but it's always part of you becoming better. All those things that makes you fall down and will make you get back up to your feet again, and it makes you tougher and stronger, and those things need to happen for you to realize, again, what I've said earlier, for you to realize what is worth it in life. And life is actually an everyday learning and discovery. So yeah.
You know what's very interesting? I just want to trace this back to the fact that we're talking to the youth. As like, it's very important for this generation to listen to stories like this, because personally, when the younger generation, they face they're at face to face with failure, it really makes you lose your heart, and sometimes you can dwell on it for a really long time, and it makes you lose your vision for whatever you want to achieve. So parang naapektuhan na lahat when you dwell too much into that pool of sadness that you allow yourselves to be in. So that's very interesting, and I'm really super grateful to hear this from Kat. But you've mentioned
let me just add, sorry babe, but let me add to that thought, because yung panahon ngayon, the youth that we have today, there's so much pressure around us youth, right?
Yes.
No, but there's so much pressure surrounding us, and sometimes we get so hard to we beat ourselves up to and surrender to that pressure around us. But at the end of the day, parang nangyayari, we just put pressure on ourselves. Tayo lang mismo yung gumagawa nun sa sarili natin. So just I know it's an early message to the youth right now, but to that message, I just want to say that don't put too much pressure on yourself. You just do your thing, because the moment you put pressure on yourself is the moment that you let go and not enjoy life. and the process of you improving or being better. Because life, I just want to say, you have to enjoy life right now.
Right, especially in this very chaotic climate. I
Yes.
feel like the youth, we have to understand how important it is to take care of ourselves also. Like the pressure, there is a good kind of pressure, no?
Yes,
Parang-
because it makes you also better. But
Mhm.
sometimes I think what's hindi naman bad or ano, pero ang ano doon is when you compare yourself to others,
Right.
and when you feel that others are better than you, you think for yourself like you just do your thing. Again, like you know yourself more than anyone else. So whatever the other, the outside, I think people, like other people tell you, no matter what you do, people will say things good or bad. So so it's important that at the end of the day, you do what you do what you love to do, and you will go a long way with that. You will be successful eventually in life.
I like that.
Grabe.
Yung operative term dun is too much, right? So, I mean, even coming from our previous episodes with like Pauline, for example, she said it's okay not to be okay, especially at the highest levels, right? So we pressure ourselves too much na we're dysfunctional. But I do agree na certain element of pressure drives us to be the best persons we can be also. So may balance din dun.
May
no?
balance. You
And
just need to find that balance. Yeah.
I like that. And para siyang, I think, I mean, this is my take so far, para siyang the importance of perspective. Like, it's a kind of power also, right? So when you have that sort of like perspective, can you tell us something about that?
I don't know. Like maybe for me, I've always been on the positive side of of looking things in a positive way, and that perspective. Whatever it is that comes at me, I always weigh it as because life is good and it's a mixture of good and bad. Can't always be, and you can't always be also on top, and you will not always be on the low side of things. So for me, it's important that you believe in yourself, that you have that perspective, that you can rise whatever it is that may come your way, that in any adversity, in any failures, mistakes, setbacks, that you can do it. Importante ngayon yung when you see yourself on the positive side, because sa simula pa lang, if you think of things negatively, talo ka na eh. You haven't even started yet, but then you're giving up. Wala ka nang patutunguhan. So at least, kumbaga sa akin, yung sinasabi ko, you at least try to do things your way. And if it fails, it is okay, because at least you tried. But then you try again. You try and try again until you succeed in it, because you take those mistakes as your learnings, because when you fail, you already know what you need to do the next time to make it right. So that's the process of me, or how I see things when it happens.
You know what, I'm picking up a lot of things from this 21 minutes pa lang, pero ang dami ko na talaga natututunan. How, like, as a kid, I feel like everybody can relate to this. We were kind of taught na failure is a negative thing, that we have to at all times try our best to avoid it. But I think what we have to impart, especially to our viewers and listeners right now, is to see it as a learning opportunity to be better with that experience. So it's kind of like molding us na okay lang to fail that exam, or to not get into our ideal first job, just as long as you know to yourself that you tried. Because I think that regret is more painful than failure. So We've
you
been
tried
talking about
you
these-
tried your best. You tried your best. Not only just try it
Try.
just for the sake of trying. You try your best because parang given na yung syempre yung youth natin, or as simple as taking up an exam and then you fail, but you know that you studied hard nights before, days before, but then you failed, you did your best. It wasn't enough, but then alam mo kahit paano in yourself, I tried. And then the next time, so now you get the results. It wasn't a good result, but the good thing is you have another opportunity for you to be better. So it is good that you try, but as long as you try your best. Let's make that clear. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, ayan, let's backtrack a little bit though. Sorry, go ahead.
So, no, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to comment that with regard to like bouncing back and being resilient, speaks a lot about your optimism, yeah. So saan nanggagaling yun? Bakit ka super optimistic?
You know what? I really don't know. I really don't know where it came from. But maybe for me, there's no point in being negative. And also maybe a part of it also because this is my second life. So for me, I from the very start I realized that okay, this is my second life. I'm given a second chance to live, so I don't want to waste it. Again, I've said to you, Robbie, sa initial interviews na is not everyone is given a second chance to live, right? So this life that I have right now is a gift, and I'm very lucky, very blessed to have this life. So yeah, I guess I just don't want this second life to go to waste. So that's I guess that's one of the reasons why I always try to remain optimistic with the things that happens to me, and even the accident. I always look at it as something na a part of my journey, because if that did not happen, I wouldn't have been this person that I am today. I wouldn't have discovered the new confidence, the inner strength that I have, this kind of mentality and mindset that I have. Of course my life would have been different, and maybe it would have been easier if I had my other arm. But it will also be a different story. It will be another story of Katan, not the One-Armed Mamba, So, but right now I'm really embracing this life, and from the very start, for me, I have embraced it. Maybe that's why it became so easy for me. So yeah.
Right, now let's backtrack a little bit. We have been talking about briefly mental health, especially in this current state. But alam mo, like, as much as you try to be optimistic every single day, we can't also help it that we're human, and there are times when we feel down or we feel doubtful of ourselves, we face difficulty and lack of motivation. So how do you get back on track? And like when you're feeling down, how do you get back up and bounce back?
At maybe first siguro knowing and accepting yourself, or your weaknesses. Maybe that's a first step of you moving forward and making positive changes in your life. Importante yun na you accept the situation and you embrace it, and then that's when you know what to do next. But as you've said, yun nga, hindi lahat ng panahon you're there, you're happy. Of course, we're human and we're humans, and we have those off days, But yeah, maybe it's really important to have a time for yourself and take a breather and just live in that moment and again embrace that moment. You know, mentioning that yung like when we backtrack, like yung sabi niya, when you're feeling down, you know, yung incident na 2019 and 2020, I was really in that point in my life that I was really down. I completely lost myself. Like, you know, I know who I am. My friends know who I am, and I completely lost that side of me, that myself. And I realized at one point, one night, I think I manifested in this room. I just told myself that, you know, one day all these things, that it will stop, and you will do it, and you will be known, and you know, known for what you do best, and you just do your thing. You know who you are. I talked to myself. I told myself that because I know the person that I am. So yeah, it's helpful that you do that to yourself, because lahat ng mga nangyayari sa atin, if you feel that no one can help you, the most important thing is that you help yourself first. Kasi sa'yo naman talaga mangyayari yun eh. A lot of people are willing to help you. But if you are not willing to help yourself, nothing will ever happen from that. So it really just you need to start from yourself. You manifest and, you know, start making progress every day. You know, funny because a friend of mine, when I was in, you know, lowest point in my life, a friend of mine, or, you know, I was in the low, she knows that I was in my lowest point that time, and then things started to happen to me, you know, mid 2020s, and then here now 2021, and she just told me that, you know, how proud she was of me. And you know, it's funny that how the universe works, because, you know, one day you might find yourself at the bottom and, you know, one person will tell you that, okay, you're not good enough, and then the world around you celebrates you and celebrates how amazing you are. So, you know, that really hit me right on point, because that only proves that, you know, that there is always hope around us, you know, and you just need to surround yourself with the right people, with good people, and good things will happen to you. So, you know, you always have to remember that, you know, tough times don't last, tough people do, right? So again, our obstacles, it develops our character, and it builds us to be resilient in everything that in everything that we do. So yeah, again, positive thinking.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, basically what I heard. First of all, thank you for being honest. We appreciate that. Na tao lang si Katan, 'di ba? Minsan nakakaranas din ng ups and downs. But what badly put, what I got was through self-reflection. You were able to sort of like put yourself in the right context, and you know, coming from what you learned, pick yourself up. And I'd like to go to what we discussed prior on. You asking yourself, what would Kobe do, as well as let's link it to your tattoos, yeah? So let's discuss that. Ano yung silbi nun?
Yeah, maybe for me, just, you know, just a reminder for me that, you know, keep going. Life goes on, you know, no matter what. The world won't stop for you. You're just one person in this billion, you know. So it's always a reminder for me, all the things that I have that on myself, that, you know, to always keep going and be better in what you do. It's just motivation na din, you know. So every day, like when you wake up and then or whatever you do, you just see it. Okay, you get motivated, or I get motivated. Like, and it stays with me. I think also with Kobe, kahit na physically he's not here present, I can't see him anymore on television, on the internet, but his memory and the memories that I had with him will always be with me, and it will always be in my life. It will always be a part of me. So yeah. That's it.
Right. And I think this is a very important message to young people. What Kat has been saying all throughout this show, it's very important that the young people get to hear this and see hope as actually an instrument in transforming setbacks into success and transforming the negative into positive, and always try to be the best version of yourself every single day. So tracing back to Mamba mentality na you work on yourself every day and you show up, even if it's not your best day, you show up for yourself. That's what I've been getting so far. Ikaw ba, Robbie? What are your mid-show insights on our talk recently, like with what's happening?
Yeah, so far, bali, yung nababanggit ni Kat, yeah, yung mental fortitude. I mean, yes, motivation can be fleeting. There are ups and downs, and then life situations can also be challenging. Then there are good times, there are bad times. But yeah, from what she said, it's just keeping resilient and keeping optimistic. And then maybe with yeah, ang natutunan ko dun sa mga tattoos niya, she was mentioning na it's a reminder for her. And yeah, and these things serve as visual triggers, to keep yourself focused on those moments na you are really dialed in on kung ano yung purpose mo. So I think I really like that. And nabanggit mo rin before, Kat, na it's so hard because whenever you see Kobe highlight reels, it's quite painful. Can you tell us something about that?
I always get emotional, especially when I especially when I watch yung last video namin together, when I made the shot. You can just see like how alive he was that time. So, but again, pag nakikita ko yung mga ganong mga videos of him, actually after he passed, a lot of people were like embracing him. I will just put it out there. Nung buhay siya, everyone, or not everyone, okay, a lot of people hated him. There are a lot of Kobe haters before yung mga LeBron haters or yung mga Kobe haters, yung yung mga sikat na diyan, nagkalat yung mga Kobe haters diyan. But I stuck with him. I was a fan since day one. As you can see dun sa mga photos, how little I was yung first meeting namin up until nung last meeting namin. So, 'di ba? Like, look at that innocent girl. Look at that face. Wow. So yeah, I mean, and then when he passed away, a lot of these videos of him nagkalat na, and you can just see yung mga naiwan niya mga lessons, and a lot of people have been getting motivation from those videos. So for me as a fan of course, it feels good that people, kahit sabihin na natin late na na-appreciate yung what he represents or what he embodies, it's still good that he left that mark in people's lives. Obviously to me, sobrang laking bagay, pero for him to be that powerful even after he passed, that is something. So that's some legacy that he left.
Yeah, thank you for that. Right. So, what I got from that was really, as I mentioned, the importance of hope and optimism, as you mentioned. So I think maybe for the youth out there, we can learn a thing or two about how Kat, carries herself. And what she does is she reminds herself. This is what I got. You remind yourself of like those things that keep you going to carry on. Yeah. So
Life
maybe
goes
at this
on,
point,
guys.
yeah. And at this point, at this stage of, I mean, you speak. I mean, you're not old at all, but you speak with a lot
No,
of
not at
maturity.
all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely older, but she speaks with a lot of maturity for someone as young as you are, and that only goes to show, at this stage in your life, you've undergone so many highs and lows. Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, ano yung life lesson dun? Paano mo na ina-apply sa buhay yun?
Oh, by the way, before that, I want to shout out Ken, my co-host for the Love the Game. Nasa Subic yung mga yan. Hi Ken. Hi guys.
Hi, Ken.
Thanks for
Anyway,
watching, guys.
thank you
for
for
watching,
always
Ken.
thank you for always supporting me, guys. Yan yung mga ano ko yan eh. But yeah, going back to your question, sorry. For me siguro yung dealing with the defeats ba, or like yung mga that's what you asked me. Siguro yun para sa akin kasi for the realizations that I had. Sabihin na natin, sige, I'm in my mid 30s, but
Joke lang.
yeah, no, I'm in my mid 30s, but it's still a discovery for me, diba? So pero for me to grow as a person, it's about realizing that losing is part of the process, the defeat that you have in life. Sometimes you have to lose to win. You get that? Because it humbles you when you lose. And also you learn a lot from your mistakes, and it makes you better than you were before. It makes you a better person, and because you already know what you already know what you need to do to succeed the next time you do it. So again, don't feel so down when losing happens to you, when you get defeated in life, or again, there is always hope. As long as we are all breathing, there is hope. 'Di ba? May kanta nga 'yun, 'di ba? Habang basta something, habang may buhay. Habang may buhay, habang may pag-asa, like that. So like it is okay to fail, or to be down for a moment, but the most important thing that you do is that you decide and you choose to get back up. You regroup yourself, and then you fight again. Every day is a battle you have to win. So yeah, you always just have to be ready for it, because again, life will not stop just for you. It will always go on. So you have to keep that in mind.
Nice. And nabanggit mo na to earlier. You mentioned on the value of self-worth, right? Self-value and self-worth. You want to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, yung sabi ko rin earlier, there was a point in my life that I lost that part of me na I did not realize, this is not me, this is not Katan. A lot of my friends have been telling me, hindi ikaw yung Kat na kilala namin because they've always known me as a strong person. But with a soft heart, guys. But yung may ganong kumbaga character. I really have a strong character. So, when that happened, like siguro parang para sa akin nangyari yun para ma-realize ko talaga kung sino ako, sino si Katan. Because we will always go back to that na things happen for a reason, and those things happen because there is a lot more to learn in this life, in your life. So siguro din parang para sa akin mga ganong bagay, kailangan mo rin talaga intindihin yung sarili mo eh. It's important that you value yourself. Sa'yo mismo talaga manggagaling yan eh. Kasi kung ikaw, you don't see yourself as that kind of person, no one the outside circle won't see you as that. So you have to see yourself muna, and kaya mo yan, or motivate yourself, like, kaya mo yan, you can do it, it really all starts within yourself, and then everything will go smoothly as you go along with your journey. So yeah, yun. Yeah, I guess for me
Yeah.
that is the thing that matters, is that it's not being selfish, kasi minsan parang gano'n na parang, oh, you always just think about yourself, you don't think of the others. But it's important that you take care of yourself first for you to take care of others, right? So again, sa'yo manggagaling lahat yun. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for that. And if it's any indication of what others see in you, at least you're valued in so much more than what you were before. Right now,
Yeah.
in this pandemic, ang dami mo nang na-achieve, di ba?
Yeah, and your value actually doesn't, like, when we say value, there's really, di ba, wala namang equivalent na number yan yung ano yan it's really just how you see yourself, and the value of what is important to you, what you cherish, what you carry in yourself, and parang para sa akin na mas importante na you have those things in you, kasi yun nga parang if you think of other people, or if they see you na ito ka lang or something, and you believe that, wala kang mararating, di ba? But if you see yourself that you are enough, that you can be great in what you do, you will be again unstoppable. No matter what you do, people will say things, you will hear a lot of things, just yourself, just believe in yourself, yun lang.
I like that. So parang ang narinig ko is parang you dictate your own self-worth.
Yeah, because it is your life. You don't let others dictate what you can or cannot do. Do not let others tell you what you can or cannot do, because they don't know you as much as you know yourself. Right? Ikaw naman yan 24/7, ikaw naman nakakilala sa sarili mo, ikaw ang kasama mo, sarili mo, ikaw lang yan. Diba? They don't see what you do 24/7. They don't know what you feel, how you think. So do not let those judgments or those criticisms, what they think of you, affect you on how you want to live your life or how you live your life. You just do it for yourself, because that is your life, right?
Yeah, so solid words of encouragement there. So maybe moving forward also, you're doing so many great things, especially for the youth, no? You're celebrating your talent that you were given with your graphic design. You're continuing to inspire the youth as a basketball coach, as a fitness coach, and you're also inspiring the next generation as a motivational speaker. So, connected to self-worth, why are you doing all of this? So, what's your why?
What is my why? Siguro yun, yung isa nga talaga doon is, siguro, because this is my second life, and knowing that there is a purpose why I was given this chance. I did not figure it out right away, of course. I was too young when it happened. But as I lived through this journey of mine, I have discovered things about myself, and the things that I can or I can be, knowing that, maybe because knowing that through my story it can touch lives, and I can be a difference in someone's life, and that's what keeps me going. Also for my family, my parents, I'm an only child, and I wanna let them see that, guys, I need you, of course. I always thank you for always being there and supporting me, because I just want to say that without their support, without my family's, my friends' support, I wouldn't be here today, or I wouldn't be also this person that I am today without them supporting me, because they made it so easy for me to be where I am today. So yeah, also for I want to be strong for them, especially for my parents. That despite of what happened, of the circumstance that I have, I am here, I am alive, and I am happy. So I am good. I'm living a good life. So yeah, there.
And just like honestly, this has been such a great experience, especially for me. I think a lot of people are learning. I'm personally learning a lot. And I love what you said when you referred to the accident as a new, like it welcomed you to a new life. It was basically like introducing you to you rediscovering what it means to live and how to live your life to the fullest.
Yeah. I mean, of course, unfortunately, again, we will be celebrating our 25th anniversary. So, sabi nga ni Robbie kanina, pasok pa ako sa Gen Z ba? Kasi
Yeah.
kumbaga sa 25 years old, my second life is 25 years old. So, but, we'll be celebrating it next week on November 20. But unfortunately, when that accident happened, I had a classmate who died from that accident. Of course, syempre, I'm not happy of that. But yun nga, parang syempre, with everything that has happened, yun din, parang siguro ano ko na lang din na it's also maybe a respect na parang there are a lot of things that we cannot control, and for me, of course, I would have wished that all of us were safe and were alive, but it happened, and I just don't want to waste this life that I have right now. So again, I want to honor her also, despite that. I say this sometimes nga sa mga interviews na parang that accident was a blessing to me. Of course it was to my family, because I'm still here, but the other side of me, or a part of me, feels na a classmate of mine died, and I have to be sensitive about it. But for me, that is something na I want to give respect to her, just being this person that I am today. So yeah.
Ayan, okay. So honestly, first we want to thank you. This has been such an enlightening way for you to tell your story. I'm sure a lot of us are learning. And Robbie has mentioned how you've done a lot of things already. Marami ka nang nagawa. You've inspired a lot of people. You've been able to change a lot of people's lives through sharing your story. And balikan lang natin yung Mamba mentality. It's about pursuing a better you every single day. With that, what's next for Kat Tan? What's next for Kat?
Yeah. Honestly, sila Robbie asked me about this nung initial interview, but honestly, right now, I feel that I'm still figuring it out. I still have a lot of things to figure out. Even at this age, as you've said, I'm not getting any younger, but I'm also not that old. So, we
always have to make that clarification.
No, but no. But for me, it's still an everyday process and discovery. And it's good. It's good to have that. It's actually fun not to know what's next for me. It adds up a little excitement. But of course, siguro for me, I just take it one day at a time. Kasi merong mga bagay na yun nga, hindi natin control and hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari. para din less nung disappointments, di ba? Don't get yourself too much of everything. But I always make sure, ito yung what matters. What matters is that I always make sure that whatever happens, whatever life throws at me, I will be ready. That I am ready for it, and surely I will not back down from it. So, yeah, whatever comes, I'm ready.
Right. Grabe. Grabe to. Robbie, parang kailangan ko munang huminga kasi ang dami nating natututunan for today's episode. This is such a value-adding experience for, I'm sure, the listeners and the people who are watching our live show. But what I'm really getting from this is being a balance of always like quenching for a better you, but at the same time feeling grateful that you've come this far. Parang I guess with the youth nowadays, we often look forward almost every single day, but we forget to look back and see how much progress we've actually come. And we have to give ourselves that. Parang pat in the back din minsan na parang good job for getting that far, but don't be too contented in that state and always try to be the best version of you. A lot of things have been said in this part. Grabe. Sobrang, I'm sure a lot of our listeners and our watchers need time to breathe and just soak that in. But thank you, Kat, for sharing that.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Just to add up to that of, just being grateful for me every day, because even in the little things, that is also like maybe being kind, not only to yourself but also to other people as well. Because it is right now, especially the times that we are living right now, we don't know what other people are going through, right? So we fight our battles differently, and no one really understands your life more than you. So yeah, it doesn't really hurt to be kind and and just be grateful, because when you feel grateful, you will be blessed and you will go a long way in life. Yun lang, I just want to add up to that.
Yeah, super thank you. Especially the honesty, and I think regardless of where you go in the future, I think what you're doing now is already ensuring that you're going forward. So that's a great thing. Yeah. So I think that's a learning also from this pandemic. Yeah. So
Thank you.
if it's very important, it's a wake up call to treasure what really matters most in the moment. And then for us, yeah, it's progressing at least one step at a time, moving forward.
True.
Yeah, and we're running out of time for the show, so allow me to recap what has been discussed so far. And ang dami niyang nabanggit na life lessons, right? So some of them are quite obvious. We've heard them before, but here's my attempt to try to recap what she has said, and I think it has a lot to do with overcoming limitations. Yeah. So first of all, we heard from Kat how to be resilient. So it's the importance of trying despite challenges to make yourself better every day, right? And then secondly, what we've heard was to be hopeful. So it's to keep hopeful, and as she mentioned, you have to enjoy life, and being not okay is okay, right? And it's and she also talks about whatever comes her way, she ensures that she will be ready. And finally, and most importantly, she also mentioned about the importance of gratitude, especially when she mentioned that she is trying to live a life of purpose and a life worth living, especially since it's her second life. And it's the little things in life that encourage her along the way. Super solid stuff right there, Kat. So thank you very much for
Thank
those
you.
tips.
Yeah.
Yes, pero
Thank you, guys.
Kat, hindi pa tayo tapos because now we have come to your favorite segment. This is something we call crunch time. So for everybody who's listening and watching, and of course for Kat, let me just instruct you about what's gonna happen. We are going to throw you some questions, and you are going to answer them as fast as you can. No need to explain unless, of course, we ask.
But of course, before we begin, we'd like to remind everyone listening right now to be sure to like our social media pages, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Spotify at The Gold Diggers PH. Right? So, okay, Kat, ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's
Robbie, are
go.
you ready?
Let's go.
Ready, let's
Okay.
go. Wait for the timer, and then
All right, timer starts now. Offense or defense?
Defense.
left or right?
All right, man.
Favorite move?
Favorite move? Oh, 3 points. I don't know. Or crossover.
Kain o tulog?
Oh, wow. Kain.
Airball, a three-pointer, or miss a layup?
Ooh, miss a layup.
Okay, mabango o maputi?
Mabango.
MVP award or team championship?
Oh, championship.
Ito, sipag at syaga or nilaga?
Sipag at tiyaga. Although I love nilaga. Anyway, sipag at tiyaga.
Okay, ito, favorite question ko. Who's your Blackpink bias?
Oh, Lisa. Man, Lisa.
Bias wrecker.
Oh, Jenny. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Hindi nakaka-relate si Sir Robbie.
time is moving. Life pause button or life rewind button?
Ooh, rewind.
Love life
Interesting.
or career?
Right, career, man. 100%, 110% career.
Okay, crunch time is up, but it's a few more questions. We'll finish it off anyway. So,
Go. Shoot.
crowd favorite or underdog?
Underdog.
Favorite color?
Yellow.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Trip to Korea or trip to Staples Center?
Oh, you're making it hard. Korea. Man, but if Kobe was in Staples, it's an easy one.
Okay,
Korea.
favorite day of the week?
Man. Wow, that's a tough one. Friday.
Favorite K-drama? That should be easy.
It's not easy because I have a lot. But the first thing that comes to mind right now is Hotel de Luna and It's Okay to Not Be Okay.
Tama. IU supremacy.
Ayu,
Okay.
yes, Ayu.
Now, favorite comfort food?
Sushi.
What's your life motto?
Wow, I have a lot though, but believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. It's easy.
Alright. Ayan. So, that is it for Crunch Time. Pero gusto ko lang balikan, Robbie, kasi sabi niya, gusto niyang mag-explain about why love life or career. You know, for some
Sige,
reason,
sige.
all of our guests want to explain that specific question. So, we're gonna give you
I
the
know,
floor
right?
to
Okay,
explain
go.
that, Kat.
No, cause of course it's good to have both, right? It's good to have both. You cannot just choose one over the other. But if you can have both, it's good. It's finding the balance between the two. But I believe kasi that we all deserve to love and be loved. So, and I think that there shouldn't be any sacrifices when it comes to love, but more on compromising each other, right? And so it's finding the balance between the two. So being in love and knowing that that you have someone who loves you and supports you, gets you motivated, gets you inspired, and you being inspired means and it helps you do your job well. So see, diba? There's a good just finding the right partner. I guess that's an important thing. Finding the right partner, then you're all settled.
Right. I think that's
That's great,
a
that's
good
great.
reminder for everyone, including
Yeah.
me.
And
Do not
and
sacrifice.
in the future, soon to be immortal words of Pauline Lopez from the first episode, time management lang yan, and I thank you.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
time
Do not
management.
sacrifice career for love. Because
Yeah,
if
I mean-
you do, it's not love.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have someone like tells you what you can or cannot do, then it's not you anymore. You just need someone who understands you and what you do well. So and it goes the same way. I mean, for the both of you, diba? So, and having a partner means that you have someone to. It's a companionship, right? It's about supporting each other and being more inspired. Kaya sabi ko nga, 'di ba? It makes you happy when you're in love. But it doesn't mean that when you don't have love, that doesn't mean that you are not happy. You can be happy just by yourself also. So, yeah.
Oh, di ba parang naging love clinic na yung Gold Diggers, no, Robbie?
I'm
I think
sorry,
we should just
guys.
rebrand. But again, that is it for Crunch Time. We've now come to the end of the episode. So for our final messages, let's start with you, Kat. Anything you want to say to our listeners?
Maybe I guess like first, of course, thank you, Robbie, Bay, and everyone in the Gold Diggers Youth team. It's really been an honor and a privilege to know you guys and be part of the youth. And no, but thank you for giving me this opportunity to be with you guys and share my story. But also to people who are listening or watching this, thank you for who you are, the people who has been supporting me since day one and keeps on supporting me, who believes in me. Thank you so much for that. And siguro I also have a message for the youth na to always believe in yourself. You just need one person to believe in you, and that is you. Right? Because if you believe in yourself, other people will believe in you too. So it has to start somewhere for you to go further, and it starts within you. So you will go a long way if you stick to that. And on self value, I guess you do not sell yourself short. You do not feel embarrassed just because you feel a little bit different or you are a little bit different. You don't do that to yourself. You don't deserve that. You are great just the way you are, so embrace the greatness that you have. And for me, I may not be perfect, but I know that I am enough. So you always have to have that mindset also, especially that the youth nowadays. You have a long way. I'm saying this maybe from my experiences also, but you just feel that you're losing time, but no, life is really a journey, and you just really need to enjoy every moment of it. And with my story, I hope that I can inspire others and to see the world with no limits, the way I see it, and to reach beyond those limits with courage. So yeah, that's it. But again, thank you guys. Thank you for this, for allowing me to be to share my story through you guys. So yeah.
Spoken like a true gold digger right there. And that's it for our episode, teammates. Thank you, Kat, and to our friends from For the Love of the Game who are also listening to this podcast, as well as all of our friends who are listening regularly to the program. So if you enjoyed our content, there's more where this came from. So catch up on all of our past episodes on our Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify channels, and feel free to send us your suggestions for the guests that you want to see. Also, be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe on all of our pages.
So again, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us today. So catch us on the next episode of the Gold Diggers Youth, where your game is our game. Bye!